So, I haven't been feeling myself lately. I've been feeling so down, not eating healthy, not exercising, and it's really caught up with me and I'm just not feeling good. And it's at a point now where I'm just like, I want to change something. Yeah, it's gonna be a long process, but I'm just ready to change.
One of the main things that motivated my weight loss was not the fact that I couldn't fit into any of my clothes anymore. It wasn't the fact that I couldn't find anything to wear. It was the fact that I realised I had stopped loving myself. I'd stopped looking in the mirror. I'd stopped wanting to go to events with friends because I didn't feel confident anymore. And I just wanted to change that. I was determined to change that. It all started with a simple weigh-in as part of a 2-week CHLOE Ting challenge, and I was so nervous to step on the scales because this was something that I'd been avoiding for ages. I had so many failed attempts at weight loss before where I'd go to the gym for 3 hours every single day and run on the treadmill, walk on the treadmill, trying to lose any scrapes of fat or burn as many calories as I could. Whereas this time I did it differently. I committed to a 10 to 15 minute CHLOE Ting routine 5 to 6 days a week. I needed to make sure that this routine was hard enough because doing the wrong routine over and over again and not being hard enough is going to slow your progress down. Pick something that's going to challenge you. And it's key. Those 5 to 6 days were so important to change everything. Before I would think 2 days was enough to push your commitment, to push your drive, to see results. And those results come in the 5 to 6 days every single week, even if it's only 10 minutes. One thing about weight loss journeys, you realise how strong you are. And that strength isn't just being able to post a really good picture on Instagram, but strength is that commitment that you have within you to keep on going and reaching for your goal. And I discovered that that was the real strength that I'd been craving for so long. You're gonna have cheat days. You're gonna have cheat days that turn into cheat days. You're gonna have days where you do not want to exercise or work out at all. But that strength that gets you going again, exactly what you need to have a successful journey. I even had to change up the way I ate. I had so many misconceptions of what was needed to lose weight. I knew it was calories in versus calories out, but I was eating all the wrong things. These foods that were labelled healthy were so full of sugar and salt that I would always wonder why I'm eating healthy but still feeling hungry and craving stuff all the time. I had to realise to really lose weight, I needed to strip it down. I needed to start eating more protein. Whenever someone has protein in their diet, they are targeted to lose up to 30% more weight just because of that protein incorporation. And having that as my mentality every day and incorporating it in every meal changed so much. I started feeling fuller. I started making sure I was eating carbohydrates. I had been thinking for so long that carbohydrates were going to make me gain weight. They were the major catalyst to me actually losing weight. Carbohydrates, when you eat the slow released carbohydrate, because there are different types, are the ones that keep you full. That's what athletes use when they eat porridge, when they eat bananas. It's so key to have that slow release of energy into your system to allow you to lose weight and stay full. Whichever proves these Kylie Jenner diets, these egg diets just won't work. A diet has to be something that you can continue forever and ever. Can you really continue the egg diet forever? How is it going to teach you sustainable mentalities to keep you going even after? That's what you learn by doing it the right way. One of my favourite hacks till this day is lemon water. Every single morning I'll have my lemon water after a fasted workout. I picked fasted workouts because they enable you to lose and burn stored fat. For so long I'd been targeting the fact of eating every 2 hours, which meant I was piling on and on food, and a slow metabolism like mine just couldn't handle it. Fasted workouts enabled me to burn the stored fat, and that's when I really started seeing results. It must be noted that I wasn't just doing the home workouts alone. The Lily, Chloe, Emmy, Pamela. I was doing 10 minutes to an hour of walking every single day. The cardio was so important to really try and shred off the fat and keep my body moving. More calories burnt. I did this throughout the summer, throughout my entire journey, and documented it all throughout my Instagram.
Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So I thought in today's video I'm going to use this section to just talk you through some tips. I am in a different setting, I am standing. I thought I'd spice it up because I really want to break it down in this video. Just a few extra tips to help you guys along in your journey, to really give you a little bit of what I did. And when I was thinking about this, I was really thinking about daily habits that I could give you that will change everything. Because if you start incorporating these things day to day, I always say to myself, what would my fittest self, how would they live their day-to-day life? And that is what you really want to try and embody. By doing that, I started incorporating lemon water. Now, the real importance about having stuff like lemon water, green tea, is they're so good for suppressing your hunger. I'm someone who craved 24/7 before my weight loss journey because I'd be snacking all the time. I'd see people eating and that would make me want to eat. Watching mukbangs is impossible for me because I would want to eat anyway. But having lemon water, having green tea in them that suppress your hunger, balances your sugar cravings. And when you realise that weight gain, for some people and specifically me, started from the fact that I was wanting to snack all the time, eat all the time, you really then realise in order to reverse that you need to find a way to stop wanting to eat 24/7. And green tea and lemon water changed everything for me in terms of those things. And I would have them every day. I'd have green tea maybe once every other day, and I did this for like the first month, and that really helped me. So I'd say for anyone who has that sort of sugar craving tendency, those are some of the most amazing things to help you do that, and they suppress your hunger so much. And I had a big appetite to try and suppress. So we move on to exercise. Now, a lot of people will do exercise and will be like, okay, I feel so hungry after every time that I exercise. Now I want to tell you that yes, a lot of the time you will feel hungry after you exercise. So I would always exercise in the morning right before breakfast. If I exercise last thing at night, I'm gonna be hungry. And you know, this will be dependent on your schedule. So many people work throughout the day or have to set off really early in the morning that they can't do an exercise. Maybe on the weekends, 2 days is enough to start making a significant change to your day-to-day routine, and at least allows you to start creating that healthy habit to push you forward into the future. So I would really honestly think that making sure you exercise in a specific time of the day that doesn't enable you to feel hungry after you exercise and therefore want to constantly snack. So, you know, I spoke about my previous exercise routine. It was about 5 days a week. You do need to commit to something that is going to enable you to see results. If you're exercising 1 day a week, you're not going to get the best results that you can possibly see. Start off with a 10-minute routine, and yes, as crazy as it sounds, a 10-minute routine is enough to get your body going, to get yourself in that mentality. You want to build a mentality, a resistance, and proving to yourself first of all that you can commit to 10 minutes every single day is the most amazing start. Eventually your body will end up wanting to crave longer exercises, body will feel more rejuvenated. And if you're still 2 weeks in and you feel like I'm still not used to it and I still find it so frustrating and annoying to want to have to go and exercise, honestly it could take up to a month to really get used to it. So going into it knowing that it could take up to a month for you to feel and want to exercise is completely normal, but keep on going. Next tip is to know your foods. And I really urge you guys to know your foods because, like I said in the beginning, as a big sugar craver, as a big foodie craver, carbohydrates make me so sleepy and groggy. It makes my mind foggy. I feel moody when I'm eating so unhealthy and a lot of carbohydrates. And I feel like when you start switching up your food, end up becoming this new person, your brain feels less foggy, I feel sharper, I feel less heavy, I feel less tired, I feel like I can do 100 things in a day just because I've switched over my food from less carbohydrates to more healthier, lean foods. And that is because how it processes within your body. So not only is it good for your motivation, but actually your weight loss. So many people, bowls of fruits, bowls of vegetables, all these things and think, I'm not losing weight, it's been a week and I haven't lost a single bit of weight. Weight loss will come down to your food. So if you're not losing weight, if you're not shifting any weight, really try and refine down your food. But it's really knowing and understanding your food. The key is in your food, not in your workout. Be rest assured that you don't have to exercise for 12 hours every single day to try and see results. In fact, I've had weeks and weeks when it's either that time of the month or whenever else when I just don't want to exercise and I will still lose so much weight, all simply because of the fact that my body is in a calorie deficit. So really look at your foods. If you're not losing weight, go back to your foods, revisit them. Protein in every meal. Carbohydrates should be incorporated because they keep you full. When you look at athletes, when you look at all these types of people who are eating carbohydrates because they're slow releases in the body, there are different types like I mentioned earlier, so it's about really researching and looking into that. Eating bowls and bowls of fruit isn't necessarily healthy because even though they're natural sugars, they are still sugars. So really have a look at your foods, really make sure that you're eating the right foods. Some foods will make you hungrier even though they're they're labelled healthy, your body really reacts differently to every single food group. People who eat protein lose up to 30% more weight, so really like studying and researching what works best for you is going to be so important. I went to a nutritionist, which is very expensive, but I learned so much, and I think that you don't need a nutritionist to learn that. Just see what your body works with. If you eat something and you start feeling hungry, after a couple of hours, go back to the packet and look at the macros, not calories, macros, and see if it's something that is high in sugar, too high in fat, all these types of things, and to not be too obsessive over those different things, because I don't look at calories anymore, and after a while you're able to just eyeball it. You're able to just know and see that might not be too great for my hunger, my cravings, or that'll be fine. So these things you end up adjusting to over time. Last but not least, I want to talk about things such as intermittent fasting, green tea, lemon water, all these types of things. Now, like I say, those are the huge catalysts to my sugar cravings and my constant nibbling and eating to be reduced drastically. So when you're really looking at what makes you hungry, what keeps making you hungry, whether it's something emotional, whether it's something, all these types of things, it's really important to try and track it down, keep a food diary, keep a food log of what keeps making you hungry all the time. And a lot of these foods and healthy foods have a lot of salt. When we talk about bloating and water weight, not seeing any changes on the scales, it could just be the fact that you're eating foods that are so high in salt, you retain so much water. So also bearing that in mind, if you're not seeing any shift on the scales, that the scales are not important. Use clothes as measurements. I remember when people used to tell me that, I used to be like, what? No, I just want to see it go down in the scales. I'm not using clothes as measurements. But actually, a lot of the time, because of the number, we think we're so far away of what we need to be or what we want to feel like. Actually, if we use our clothes to measure, you get your favourite top, get your favourite jeans, it's going to be so much easier to not care about the scales. At the same exact weight, I could drop down 2 dress sizes just because my fat percentages. So when you're selecting your foods, do bear this in mind as well, that you might just not be going down on the scales because you've retained so much water, which is, if you're going to use the scales, use them every 3 weeks. I honestly feel like I started to lose more weight when I stopped looking at the scales all the time. So that's going to be amazing for your own mentality, your own progress, and moving forward in your journey. Now guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Do give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to come over and follow my inspirational fitness page on Instagram, as well as my fitness podcast as well. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye guys.